everybody. It's the end of October, so I want to share my completed pages I did in the month of October. So it's quite a decent amount. I mostly do like 9 to 10 pages a month, so this is like the same amount. The first book I did was in Budapua by Le Petit Carré Art Therapy by Hatchet Heroes. This is a new book for me, so I did one page in this one. So I choose this one because of the leaves and the mushrooms. I used for this only polychromos for everything, for the grass, the mushrooms, the snail and the cat. The only thing I didn't do with pencil is the sky, and I did those with the soft gel crayons, and I used a little bit of white gel pen to do this swirl and to do the dots on the mushrooms. So nothing fancy, I just wanted to do a quick coloring, but unfortunately it wasn't very quick because of all the grass. I had to go over it twice because polychromos are layering pencils, so it took me quite a while to finish this page. So this is the first one in Boule de Poil by Hatchet Heroes Le Petit Carré. The second one I did was the Patreon page by Carla Magana. This was the one for October, and I used a color palette challenge for this one. I will put the color palette and the Instagram name here on the screen. I think I did quite a good job with the color palettes. Normally I use alcohol markers, gel pens, all that good stuff, glitter glue, but this time I wanted to try to do alcohol markers and pencils on top. So these were the polychromos, I think, on top. I used a little bit of glitter gel pen for some accents, and the background is done with the soft gel crayons, and then I used some circles, and I erased with an electric eraser some circles out of the background. So gel crayons are erasable, not 100%, but it is a good way to have a little bit of an effect in the background. So I am very pleased with this one. I also used a metallic gel pen in the hair, so it was a copper metallic gel pen. It is very subtle, but I like the effect it gives. So this was quite a subtle page for me for a Carla Magana page. I will show you what I mean, because I did one in a book of hers too. So this is Deco Dolls. This is not her newest. She came out with Graveyard Girls. That is her newest book. So I did this page. This is more the style I like to color with her pages. I based everything with alcohol markers. So I added this big black circle, the two green circles, so I added that to give it a little bit of a background. I used some Jelly Roll Moonlight and glitter gel pen to give it some accents. So it is very sparkly. Then I used a black fine liner to give it a little bit more of a dimension and to give it the black lips, the black stripes. I added these ones as well, so I added a few elements, and also a little bit of white gel pen. So I did it around the silhouette because I thought it gives a little bit more interest. Normally I go full blown away with the gel pens. This one is quite simple. Because I have a lot of space in the background, but I didn't think this image asked a lot of scribbly lines and glitter. I like it the way it is. So this is my second Carla Magana page in Deco Dolls. I did 3 pages in Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson. So I had a Hannah Carlson kick this month. The first one I did was this one. This was a very quick and easy one. So I based everything with water-based markers. So I think it were 4 colors. Yeah, 4 colors. And then I used some polychromos on top, just 1 pencil. So just for a little bit of shading. I used glitter glue and black pen to give it some details. So it's a lot of glitter glue. And in the background, again, I used some soft gel crayons and I erased some circles to give it a little bit more interest. So you see, it isn't fully erasable, but it gives a nice effect. So the parts you are not happy with, you can erase a little bit. And because green and purple wasn't very easy to blend, so the circles made it a little bit more smooth, even though there are a lot of faults in the background, but I don't mind. So this was also for a color along on Instagram, so I will put it again on the screen. It is from Barbara Colors, I think, and she chooses 1 page each month from Magical Dawn. So if the page is something I like, I will participate. If it isn't something I am not that keen, not very interested in, I just leave it at that. But this page was okay for me, and the one for November is also great. So I will participate in November also. Then I did a second page, this one. Again, in the background, I used the soft gel crayons. I based everything again with water-based markers and some polychromos on top. I used black pen for some detailing. I used the Jelly Roll Moonlight for the pink bubbles in here because the color was the same as my bottle. I used some white gel pen to outline the crystal, the glass, and for the dots I used glitter glue, so a little bit on the bottle, on the jewelry. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I also used a color palette for this one, so I will put it on the screen so you know where I started with. I like to color palettes because it gives me a little bit of peace when I'm coloring, because I'm not, I cannot pick color pencils and match them without a plan. I cannot do that. I tried it for 2 months and I hated the pages. So most of the pages you will see are color palettes. So this is the second one. And then I did a third one. And it's this one, and this was actually a body color. I will put her Instagram name on the screen and also her completed page right next to it on the left. Again, I used everything with water-based markers and some polychromos on top. I used some black gel pen, no, a black fine liner for the detailing. I used a glitter pen. Here the gold is the Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic, so that's the gold you see. And also in the, what are these, moths or butterflies, I don't know. I used glitter glue, so the blue dots is glitter glue, and also the gold is glitter glue. I used a gel pen, a yellow one, to outline the flame of the candle. And I used soft gel crayons to create the background and the light source. So that's all gel crayon. I wish I could, I had a more darker blue. So this was the darkest one in the set I have, but it is always muted. But I think the light source was the most important element on the page, and I think you see the light source. So I think that's the main thing. So this was a nice one to do. So this was the third one in Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson. Then I did a page in Imaginary Friends by Karlana Kubikowska. The one I did is this one, and I challenged myself to only use the Neocolor tools. So this is no color pencil, no markers, nothing. This is just Neocolor tools. So for the most part I scribbled it on the page and then used a water brush to give it some depth. The only thing I used was a white gel pen because I added a little bit of dots on the mushroom because it was too plain, I think. And the white dots aren't erased because it is Neocolor 2 isn't erasable, but I just used a white Neocolor and I added some circles. And that gives that dotted effect in the background. So this was actually quite a quick page and a very effective one. So I really like her art, but I don't always know how to color it. So the Neocolors are a great choice in this book. The paper takes it very good, the water. And the blending of the Neocolors are very good just when you scribble it on the page. You don't have to do it on a palette and pick it up, so it goes very well this way. So this was a page in Imaginary Friend by Karlana Kubikowska. Then I did a page in Soulmates by Hannah Carlson. It's also called Spirit Animals. So the one I did was a little bit of Halloween, so I'm not a very themed holiday season colorist, but I liked this one. It's not too Halloweeny. So for the background I used Neocolor tools. I scribbled it on the page and I tried to blend it with a water brush. For the characters I used the Derwent Color Soft pencils. I used some white and yellow gel pen. So the yellow I used for the flames and the white I think I used for the bottle. And I think that's it. I used some black fine liner for the black in the chains, I think it's called. And I used also glitter glue, so a silver and a pink one, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. So this was my page in Soulmates by Hannah Carlson. The next one I did was in Fairy Tales by Emily Liedehal Oberg. This was the first page I did this month. And I chose again something with mushrooms. I based most of it with water-based markers and then I put some color pencils on top. I think it were Polychromos pencils. I used Neocolor 2 to do the yellow glow in the circle. Those are Neocolor 2s. And then I used some metallic paint and glitter gel pen for the highlights. So the mushrooms are all metallic paints and the detailing on the mouse and the mushrooms are glitter gel pen. So it's very sparkly. This was also with a color palette, but I don't think I have the picture anymore. But it were mostly browns, reds, yellows and oranges. So very proud of this one. I really like her artwork, but I think it's very complicated for me to tackle it. So now I tried water-based markers with colored pencils and some paints. I tried in the past only use of water-based markers and gel pens. I used only watercolor pencils, the Albrecht Dürer, and a little bit of pencil work. So I'm still trying to figure out how I like to tackle these pages the most. So this is also water-based markers. This is only colored pencils, nothing glittery on top, and a little bit of water-based markers to give the accents. So it's a learning curve. So if you have any tips how you tackle this book, you can always leave me a comment. I would love to read it. I'm still figuring out how I like to do it, but yeah, the paper takes pretty much everything, but it is the detailing and the patterns I think I'm struggling with. So yeah, this was my page in Fairy Tales by Emily Liedehal-Oberg. And the last page I did is in Disney Vitro. I really wanted to color something in this one, but I am not... when I was a kid, I was obsessed by Disney, but now I'm older. I don't know all the characters in this book anymore. So I participated in a challenge of Pixie's coloring, I think. And she picks a prompt with a Disney character each month. So I based my picture on the prompt of that month, and this was O'Malley, the cat. So I could color anything with the Aristocats. Also in this book I am trying to see how I like to tackle a page. For this one I based everything with water-based markers, and for this one I tried for the main characters some pencil on top, but not the separate segments on the cat, but I tried to see it as a whole. So the middle color is water-based marker, and then I used a light ivory or cream, and then a darker for the shading. So this is how I try to tackle it. The background, I wasn't interested in shading, so I added some white gel pen to give it a glass look. On the other pages I did in this book, like this one, I just used water-based water pencils, so the Albrecht Dürer. This is also a great way to tackle the pages. I think this one is my favorite so far. And then I also had another page. I tried it in a different way as well. Oh, this one. This one was Neocolor 2s for the background, and then I tried to use water-based markers in the whole picture, and then I shaded every segment instead of seeing it as a whole. So this was the third way I was trying to tackle these pages. So this was my third attempt. So if you have another way or you have a favorite way to tackle these pages, you can always let me know. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. It's very relaxing, but it's just a very big book to put on your lap when you're watching television, so it isn't very convenient. But when I have the chance, I try to color in this one. When I'm not in the mood for something detailed, or I have to struggle with the colors, I try to use the colors of the main characters, and the background is mostly colors I used in the picture. So for me it was the green of the bow, and the pink and the yellow in the color, and the blue of the bow as well. So this was my last page for the month of October. So if you have a favorite one, you can always let me know. If you have different ways to tackle this two last books, you can always contact me. I think I want to try also something like the covers. So block coloring, but with different types of blues and greens, grays. So I think I will try to color the next one as this. I don't know if the outcome is okay, but it's the process that counts. So I will see you guys next month, and happy coloring. Bye bye.